out of his day with us. Stan, first of all, thank you for doing this. And Stan, I'll say it was amazing. You heard me mention there at the top last night, but let's actually go back 18 years. What's it been like, and how much has Clayton Kershaw meant to you, to the Dodgers, to the city?
Well, I've only been with him the last 13 years. I got to watch him from across the field before then, but he always had this extraordinary intensity. I think that has kind of leveled off as he has gotten older and more comfortable with everything around him. But his performance never wavered. His preparation never wavered. The example he set for teammates and for fans has never changed. And it's been a blessing to be around him for this entire time.
Stan, this is Jerry Harrison. Thanks for coming on with us. Listen, you've been around legendary athletes from Deion Sanders to John Smoltz, Greg Maddux, Dominique Wilkins. Where does Clayton Kershaw rank in as far as the competitive fire and obviously the accolades?
Well, you can't put anyone above Clayton in any of those categories. And by the way, all of those great players didn't spend their career with one team. That's kind of extraordinary. It didn't happen back then very often. It doesn't happen now like ever. So to add that to all that he accomplished is truly amazing. He's right at the top rank of players ever in this game. I think pitchers ever in this game. I don't know who's number 1 or who's number 3 or 5, but he's right up there in that conversation. And as I said, we've all just been very blessed to be able to have him share his career with us.
Hey, Stan, this is Nomar. You know, you've been a big part of the Dodgers now making the postseason for 13 straight years, which is the second largest streak in Major League Baseball. But you're also a major part of the team that had the longest streak in the Braves going 14 seasons. I'm just curious about what differences and what are the similarities you've seen from the 2 runs of both of these teams. And also, do you think the Dodgers can break that record?
First of all, yes, I think and I expect the Dodgers to break that record. I see no reason why they won't. I think the game was different 30 years ago, which is what we're talking about now, from what it is today. Players go in and out a little quicker. We manage the roster a little differently. We expected pitchers to go 7, 8, 9 innings. That's not the game we play because batters don't swing at the first or second pitch anymore like they used to. Batters grind the pitcher and try to get him out of the game. So there has been a metamorphosis in our game, but both of those teams were well equipped for their eras to contend. And both of those teams made a lot of changes year in, year out to keep up, to stay ahead. We've certainly done that here over the last 13 years that I've been here. And that, I think, is the consistent thing. We're always looking for the next edge. We're always looking for what the next innovation will be, and we try to stay ahead of it.
Yeah, you led me to something I wanted to ask you, Stan. You know, this team, as you mentioned, over your last 13 years, it's been able to find whatever iteration it needed. You know, if it was, we had a lot of injuries last year, push through there. Sometimes you come in with a lot of wins and you can push through there. Sometimes you just kind of fall your way into the postseason. Either way, was there some continuity that makes this team, this organization great, no matter what type of season they're having?
Well, I think you know about the players on the field and the staff we have that work with them to keep them healthy or to get them rehab. But it is the coaching staff and Doc, and it is the front office and all the people that work behind the scenes in player development that keep all of these players at the point where they are making the biggest contribution they can. Whatever it is, we will find little things that helps them to be the best that they can be. And that, I think, is what, if we have anything that separates us from other teams, that might be it. Now, every team has great, determined, passionate front office that work every bit as hard as any others. But I think that's a quality that we have that I'm very proud of. And that if we have a secret recipe, that's been part of it.
You know, Stan, you know this better than anybody. Baseball is so different. It is so hard to repeat as champions. And you talked about an edge. Did you feel the energy, especially the last couple nights, kind of change when Clayton Kershaw announced that this was going to be his last year? Because I think there's a different vibe now thinking, hey, we got to make sure we win it for Kersh.
Well, I think they would have thought that without the announcement anyway. But, this stadium was packed. Couldn't walk on the concourse 2 hours before the game started tonight. That's earlier than usual. I think everyone is highly motivated to win it this year. Maybe Kershaw's announcement provides a little extra incentive, but this team doesn't need incentive. We always thought that by the time October got here, we would have maybe the best rotation. We would have maybe the deepest bullpen. We would have definitely the best lineup. Doesn't guarantee us anything in October, but it's a good place to start. And I think everyone has, once we turned into September, middle of September, everyone kind of dialed in and expect to play like champions. And I think that's what we're seeing.
Well, Stan, you just mentioned about the way this place was packed and the concourse as well. How impressive is it that the franchise is about to break a record? You're going to have 4 million fans coming through here at Dodger Stadium this year. What does that mean to front office, to the organization as a whole?
Well, it is a vindication of everything we do. It gives us the confidence that we're on the right track to have this many people supporting us. We know that on many nights it's expensive to come and enjoy an evening here, and yet 50,000 people a night have decided it's worth it. It's the fans investing in us because I think they know we invest back in them. Whether it's the team on the field or the experience in the stadium or what we do in the community, it's this relationship that we have now, that we have had for generations, really, in Los Angeles. So getting that approval from our fans, from our customers, is awfully reassuring. And it's really kind of why we do this, and it's why we are so determined to win it again this year.
Yeah. Yes, and we hope you're right, Stan. Winning again this year, because I tell you what, you mentioned 4 million, Nomar. It might be 4 million people on the streets of Los Angeles during the parade again,
yes,
if we're able to get that. Stan, thank you so much. We appreciate your time as always.
Yeah. Thanks, Stan.
Thanks, Stan.
My pleasure, guys.
All right.
Good to talk to you.
No doubt. Thank you, Stan.
Yeah, it's been special. I feel it's been a lot of emotions for sure, especially for Kersh, his family, and the organization. You never kind of prepare for moments like this, even though you know they're going to happen at some point. But when you have Kersh for 11 years in the front of your organization, kind of being the leader, taking the ball every 5 days, preparing with his work ethic, kind of like motivating the younger generation, and also being kind of the bridge for free agents to sign. I know Blake Snell look up to him, and a lot of other players look up to him to kind of join the organization and learn from him and pick his brain. It's pretty special, and having the opportunity to be in the same field with Clayton for the last 3 years, and obviously when I make my debut, we've been creating a special bond.
Yeah. When you think about just the moments that you've shared with him, whether it was the no-hitter when you were younger, whether it's big moments like yesterday, how do you describe just kind of what those moments have been like and what it's like sharing the field with him?
Yeah, it's been really good. Nothing compares to go on the field when the best is out there pitching. You bring your level of excellence to a different point, a different level. You want to always be kind of up to his standards, even though all he wants from you is to play hard and just to do your job. But you always try to bring your level of playing a little higher, What I remember about it is I make my first ever start with Clayton on the mound in Colorado in a shorter game because it started raining in the 5th inning. I got my first hit and my first RBI. He got a W. So it was pretty special for me to kind of remember that moment. And it was Clayton on the mound. And then a week later, we were part of one of his best nights and his best performance. 15 strikeouts, no-hit game, and I got to make a play at third base to help get into that, and I got a 3-run double in that game too, so pretty special. I think my first multi-RBI game in the big leagues, and then on and on. I make a really good play at second base in Kansas City in a crucial part of the game, in the 8th inning for him. Those are the things that I remember, but last night and the 3,000 strikeout kind of stand up as well because of this year, because it's so new, it just happened. So proud and happy that I got the opportunity to play behind the best of our generation, and I'm always gonna say it, it's the best lefty that I face, and it's the best lefty that I play behind. Happy to be part of it.
When you look at now, there's a handful of games left in the regular season, and it's clear that there has been a shift amongst the group. You all are playing some of your best baseball. The starting pitching has been excellent offensively. You all are on a tear. When you look at just where you're at the end of this regular season, you're still looking to win the division, although you clinched a postseason berth last night. What is just the mindset and the framework of the group as you all are really beginning kind of that postseason push right now?
I think we've been hunt the whole year from everybody. It doesn't matter if the other team have an opportunity to make it to the playoff, or if they're just trying to prove themselves that they can play in the league. We've been hunted the whole year, and we kind of like shift our momentum now in our side because we're playing a really good baseball. We have everybody's healthy, other than Will. Obviously, it's gonna take a while for him to come back, but I feel like we are in a great place to approach October, and I feel like as the same way that we did it last year, we're gonna make this a really special time for us to kind of like focus on baseball and make this our priority. You know, we always say that winning this baseball game tonight is gonna be important, but we're looking forward to spend another month together, and hopefully these 6 weeks is going to put us in a level where we know if we repeat, if we have a chance to do that, we're going to put the organization in a great spot. So we're looking forward to do that, and we're going to take the challenge.
He's going to let Butto face Ohtani, who's 0 for 2, struck out twice against Teng, who's out of the game.
Ohtani and Betts go back-to-back last night. That was a major part of the comeback. Dodgers scoring a lot of runs with the home run in the last 2 games. They've had 5. 8 of the 9 runs they've scored in the last 2 games via the home run.
Two balls and no strikes. The pitch from Butto. Tails outside. The 3-0. He was swinging away and he missed it. 3-1.
Ball started in the middle and leaked to the outside corner, but he can go oppo with anybody.
Stayed in balance on that swing too. So now the 3-1. Not close. Ball 4. Tying run with 2 outs in the 4th. Ball 4. Back-to-back 2-out walks. And here comes Bob Melvin. Ground ball, base hit through the right side. Freddie Freeman ties the game with a 2-out, 2-strike single.
Left-on-left situation, you think, oh, maybe he did a swing and miss with a breaking ball low and away. Well, Freddie gives himself a chance, and he finds a hole. It's a good pitch. It's low and away. Probably going to end up ankle high away, but Freddie has enough swing and balance to get it into that hole and drive in the 2-out ribeye steak.
It's Tyler Glasnow, but the Dodger offense picked up their starter, who then settled in and finished 5 full innings. He's in line for a victory. And Ohtani, after walking and scoring in the 4th, now up to 140 runs scored this year. Grounded foul on the first base side. The ball and 2 strikes. Now, the all-time record, regardless of era, is 148 runs by a Dodger in a single season. That was all the way back in 1890. So he needs 8 more runs over the last 7.5 games to match it.
He's going to drive himself in 3 more times at least.
On a 2-2.
Ohtani with a towering tank to left field. There goes number 53. Right on cue. Is showtime. Conforto goes deep, Oppo. Tommy Edman goes off the foul pole in left field as a left-handed batter, and now Shohei says, enough of that, guys. Let me show you how to do it.